Labour MP and frontbencher Dame Angela Eagle, Conservative peer and former Minister James Bethell, Lucy Harris, Director of the Growth Commission think tank and a former Brexit Party MEP, and author and journalist Owen Jones. This is Politics Live.
These are illustrative of the missions that Keir Starmer set out, which he is talking about taking 10 years to bring into effect.
2 terms.
There is absolutely no view that you can wave a magic wand and everything's going to be hunky-dory.
So you're relying too much on people having fallen out of love, if they ever were in love with the Conservatives, rather than setting out something that looks like it will deliver the change that you set out.
There'll be a manifesto. These pledges are the first steps.
But let's focus on the economic one. Deliver economic stability with tough spending rules so we can grow our economy and keep taxes, inflation and mortgages as low as possible. Can you sign up to that?
So, well, I want to know what I'm actually signing up to for once, because I haven't actually seen what that economic stability and the spending rules he's talking about. As far as I'm concerned, you would have to start to freeze budgets to be able to afford any fiscal headroom for anything that he's suggesting that he would like to spend his money on. We already know that they've dropped 28 billion. We already know they've dropped the 28 billion pledge to their green programme because they can't afford it. And they are in the similar situation to the Conservative Party. Where we're going to get the money from is questionable. We can't, print more money because we'll end up in further inflationary situation, and we can't increase our debt. So where does he go? And I think that's the current question that he's grappling with and the Labour Party are grappling with. And I suppose in a similar sense, the Conservative Party is also grappling. We need to project into the future, and that's precisely what we do at the the Growth Commission. We look at certain policies, and through our modelling, we can see what the policy will have an effect on GDP per capita from 10, 20 years into the future. And that's how we can start to look at what is possible and what is viable when we're looking at budgets and when we're looking at economic plans.
Well, with economic modelling, it depends on the economic assumptions that you've written into the model, and I presume it'll be a neoliberal economic assumption that you have to cut the public sector as much as possible, which is what you've been talking about, and somehow that if you give people tax cuts, growth will automatically
But we're strictly
come
interested
out
in
of
the model.
nowhere. That is precisely what Liz Truss decided to do.
If
and
you're
look
interested, we can
how
certainly give you
that
a
worked
rundown
out.
and let you know how it's put together. The model that we actually run takes into a lot of different things into account. We actually measure regulation, which is the biggest issue we currently have in this country in terms of how we grow the economy. We did a budget and we worked out that we would grow the economy by 2044 by 6.4% if we got our planning rules correct.
And why should people trust what you have done?
Well, I think it's looking at how our modelling works. Our modelling is, we've written it with a collection of 13 commissioners and economists from across the world. We have multiple ones
all have the same ideological bent, I expect.
Some of them have different opinions, and that's why we are a commission. We have different opinions feeding into the commission. We've recently produced a report. It does have some policies that you might sign up to, Angela, getting women back into work, and incentivising women who have been
if you're getting women back into work, you have to facilitate them getting back into work by having
let's go back.
Childcare, and that is, by the way, public expenditure, which you're against.